Once again, a very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to day 3 of OTM 2026. Hope you've had a great 2 days of networking and a great time at OTM Forum so far. We'll be starting with today's first panel session on the topic, the new power of the intermediary. Why India's travel agents are more relevant than ever. As travel choices grow more complex and fragmented, intermediaries are once again shaping how demand is created, influenced, and converted. This panel will explore why India's travel agents, armed with deep expertise, strong supplier relationships, and of course, local market insight, are becoming central to distribution, trust, and growth in an increasingly digital first travel ecosystem. And to take this conversation ahead, I would like to call upon the stage Mr. Parikshit Chaudhary, Chief Business Officer, B2B and Customer Contact Group, Make My Trip. Please take it away, sir.
Position myself here at the end because my role as a moderator is get these learned gentlemen speak more than I do. So let me kind of get in the panel first, if that's okay, first. So, and in no order of preference, can I have Jal on stage, please? Hey, Jal. Hi. Great to see you. Jal is the founder of ResLife. He doesn't need any introduction. Wherever you're comfortable, please. And then we have Mr. Rahim from OA. Again, another person who probably doesn't need any introduction. Hi. Then we have Manoj, again a very well-known face, CEO of RIA. Hey, thanks. Wherever you're comfortable. And then we have Chirag, founder of TravClan, again a well-known face on the industry. Last but definitely not the least, we have Srijit from Rail Europe. He's the GM. Okay. Yeah, these are the morning challenges, but we'll settle in. Okay, so, essentially, I think what we intend to do over the next 45 odd minutes, as I was saying, I'll do less amount of talking and let all these industry experts talk more and fundamentally try and give you a little bit of perspective on how the intermediaries' role is changing, what has changed. All of them, ladies and gentlemen, have deep expertise in their domain. And they have been kind of being resilient over the last many years, helping intermediaries to grow their business. So their perspective will be really, really crucial. Maybe I can start off. By the way, people might not know me. My name is Parikshit. I'm part of the My Partner, Make My Trip ecosystem. I have been part of Make My Trip for the last 11 years. And that's my role today is as a moderator. So driving straight in, I think what is changing per se is obviously a lot of technology play coming in. And while the industry per se seems to be a little more hesitant, but I think fairly confident. I think this industry has seen multiple disruptions, if I might call it, over the last 20 odd years. There was COVID. There was, dot-com burst at some point in time. There were advent of technology companies coming in and trying to disrupt over the last 20 odd years, but we have seen the ecosystem, the intermediary, the travel agent partners have come out stronger and being more relevant with each passing phase. So I think that gives us the confidence that with the advent of the so-called generative AI per se, the relevancy will actually increase given there is context on the top of the funnel discovery that's happening, right, with respect to generative AI. Okay, let me first start off. And gentlemen, as we were sidebarring behind, please feel free to just say, I want to go in and take the question and go in. And given time in mind, we might take 2 and 3 perspective. That was, I think, Manoj's idea as well. 2 or 3 perspective as we go along. And then we kind of move in. We have a set of 6 questions. And we might just open up the panel in the end for the last 5 minutes if there are any questions from the audience. Does that sound great? Yeah, okay. The first up, in one sentence, what has changed the most for travel agents in the last few years? And it can be more than one sentence.
One sentence. Hi, good morning, everyone. This is Rahim here. I work for OA Globe. I'm happy to be here as part of this session. He said there's just one sentence I want to say in 2 words. Nothing has changed.
Okay.
Maybe I take it and give some humor or reality. So the margins have changed.
Okay.
Can I?
Yeah, please go in beyond the literal one sentence bit, my friend.
So I'll take the practical side of it. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining this. Okay, I can see numbers increasing. This is a very important subject actually, and this is for the whole of travel industry. Today we deal with approximately a lakh of number of travel agents, so small to largest travel companies in India, and many things have changed. And they have become the Hardik Pandyas of the travel industry. The travel agents are the Hardik Pandyas. I tell my team also, you need to learn from them because they are the all-rounders sitting at the last mile doing a lot of work which we are also not doing because we have experts sitting in our offices like consolidators, like RIA, we have experts sitting, but on the last mile are the all-rounders sitting and they're doing a lot of things. Probably the technology must be, helping them to do those things. But nothing is changing them. This is going to go, grow, and bigger. Okay? So travel agents are here to stay. So don't worry.
Yeah, maybe I can take it with Chirag, right? Now, if you look at, fundamentally travel decision-making process, right? There is mouth of the funnel inspiration and discovery that's happening. And then post that discovery, there is conversion that is happening. And then downstream, there is fulfillment. And then there is, obviously, if something goes wrong, there is recovery of service. If you just break it down into these 4 patterns, and with the advent of whatever is happening around, how is this changing for the travel agent? Where I'm getting at is with the question, just a follow up on this, Chirag, is that discovery and mouth will be commoditized thanks to, and just to make the point, itinerary building might be commoditized, but the trust element fundamentally will remain. Do you have a perspective there?
Sure. So see, first I'll tell you what we do in very brief, right? So we are a B2B travel company. We predominantly are into holidays. We sell flights and hotels as well. And because of your question, so I think I can give you a perspective from a holidays business standpoint. So not just AI, but if we like look at the last 5, 7 years, 10 years, with social media, your top of the funnel, which is awareness, that has already expanded from your friends, family, to what you see on the social media. Everyone is consuming a lot more content on Instagram. I also spend probably an hour every day consuming content in the morning, in the late evenings, right? So your points of inspiration have increased,
Yes.
right? It is no longer your friends out there, which is reflective in the tourism boards also, which are exhibiting down there. There are a lot of new destinations which were never focused on India market. If you go to a more advanced market like say WTM, I2B Berlin, you see tourism boards exhibiting which we as Indians, we don't even know that those countries exist. At least when I went this year and last year at WTM. There were certain countries I didn't know that they existed on the planet. And once I learned more about them, I realized that, okay, it's very interesting and very beautiful things those countries have to offer, right? So that awareness, top of the funnel, from a knowledge perspective is increasing very quickly. Second, if you drill down, of course, the channels of booking a package or a flight or a hotel, they have increased. It is not just AI which is doing it, it is normal technology also. Make My Trip is there. All of us are more active on online platforms. Rail Europe is selling through multiple channels.
Yes.
I remember that when I first traveled abroad 2009 for my internship, it was not as easy to procure a Rail Europe pass. Now I can do it from any travel agent sitting in any part of the country, right? So those channels have increased. If you come down to the bottom of the funnel, post conversion, actually, when the traveler is on the ground,
Yes.
right? So that is where there is lot of extra information. Perhaps I and Jal, we were in Bali earlier this week. This time my wife was also traveling. We didn't have any plan in the mind. We operate a local DMC there. So whatever my partner knew about the destination, ChatGPT and Gemini also knew about the destination.
Exactly.
So, but where the partner was able to add a little more value was that ChatGPT or Gemini or any generative AI, which is what your question was, gives you a lot of information. A lot of it is not relevant for us as Indians.
Absolutely.
Right? So somebody needs to filter it out.
There is information overload.
there is information overload, right? So you need to filter it out. A person who is well traveled, like the six of us and people in this audience, they'll probably be able to filter it out themselves. But I would say an average traveler who is traveling abroad for the first, second, third, fourth time, they'll not be able to filter it out. So that is where travel agent or somebody who understands the destination adds a lot of value, is my sense.
Absolutely.
There is too much information.
Absolutely. Great point made. Okay. You want to go in? Yeah.
That's right, Parikshit. I like to add, if you know from a rail perspective, right? From a Europe perspective, there are more than 250 train companies, and if you look at the entire travel or rail network, right, there are extensively is close to 250,000 kilometers. So from a itinerary builder perspective, right, and when you
Yeah.
make an itinerary, right, typically, I mean, though you have an AI or chat GPT, throwing you the itineraries and stuff and all, but at the end of the day, travel agent makes more sense is because I mean, they are the one who will actually tell the customer, hey, though the time is less, you're gonna miss this train because it shows just 3 minutes. You know, with the AI, it will just show you, yeah, it's 3 minutes. But if you book basis of 3 minutes, definitely you're gonna book that. So which is where I feel that travel agents plays a very important role. Then they are a facilitator and they are a curator, in terms of building an itinerary. So for us, and rail is quite complex. I would say that, when it includes multi-city, multi-destination, when you go from one country to the other country, you put anything on chat GPT, right? They'll come with a proper itinerary where you can have maybe a breakfast in one country, lunch in the other country, taking a train, and again taking a train, dinner in the other country. But tell me, as per the itinerary, is it feasible? Does it make convenient for a customer to make such kind of an itinerary?
Absolutely.
Which is where I would always say that however technology get advanced, the role of a travel agent is very important because they are the one who can really guide and advise customers how well a planned itinerary could be.
Yeah, if I can just sum it up in 2 words, it's trust and fulfillment, where I think the role becomes really, really crucial. Okay, moving on, gentlemen. There's no ladies, unfortunately, in the panel, right? So, you know, in the AI age, which part of the travel agent's role are genuinely changing? I think we talked about it in the last part of the conversation. But if you have any additional perspective, Manoj, you can give in. And which are the ones which are not changing?
So directly AI is not affecting us on the travel agency perspective, but a lot of automation probably will help us. So over the post-COVID, definitely a lot of the transactional job is moving out of the consultant's role
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
the automation. So if you can automate that piece of it, I think they can get into more consultative.
If you can give an example for the audience to just make the point a little more crisper.
So earlier, I'll just give you a very basic air ticket transaction. Earlier, the ticket used to come for us to prepare the ticket, check all the inventory, create a PNR. We used to price it and ticket it. Today, all that comes automated, and there's a guarantee already there on an air ticket. Actually, the agents doesn't have to do anything on that. They have to just price it and fire the ticket. Similarly for hotel or rail, everything is actually automated in terms of, so they don't have to worry about that transaction point of view. They should concentrate more on the consultancy point of view, wherein they can give more, because it's become more complex. Yes. Post NDC and others, yes, even air has become very, very complex. Yeah. So we can't just take one product directly as of that.
Jal, you have a point of view?
Yeah, I think what I wanted to make a point is from what has changed from travel agent standpoint, and I think it's important that we address what they'll have to be wary of, right? Now, part of the entire journey from the evolution of travel, and especially Indian travel, will keep it relevant to Indian travel. I think we've been very good as an Indian on adoption of technology. The travel agent themselves have been very good adopting technology. I remember as childhood, I used to go to my father's office and I saw devices like fax, I saw devices like copier, I saw devices like computer, and so as telex and so much. Some I could not understand because I was young, but every time I went to school and talked about it, a lot of my friends didn't knew it. And that's positivity, that we embrace change, we are quick to learn. Yeah. We may not learn the best using computer, but making a PNR today, and my friends from North, big shout out, they still break merit segments and they are genius at it, right? So AI can't do that, I will tell you that. And they're very good at it. So I think we've adopted that well. What I think we need to be wary of is that if there are questions which a client will ask based on to AI, a lot of this solution will come from Gen AI itself.
Yes.
So, you have itineraries which are not practical to kind of manage, as he mentioned, and I've been a victim of plenty, which I did tried, and I'm a self-driver, so I extensively travel based on to those
Yes.
itineraries, good and bad, both sides, we won't get in. But I think if they're going to ask you particular questions about certain things which are suggested to them, some of them may not even be promoted by let's say tourism board, because they don't know you. They know Indian market as general, saying that we need Jain meal, we are vegetarian, and all of them are talking about. The market is much beyond. People like gastronomy, maybe wine tasting, which they may not see India very
Absolutely.
popular of. But if my model knows as a consumer that I am a very epic wine drinker and I want to know more about wine, it will always suggest me what on my route or what is there for wine. And I may come ask a question to travel agent and they may not have an answer. And I think sounding irrelevant there is going to create problem. And my advice will be never counter a question which comes. If you don't know, better search and tell it, rather than trying to go, around it and say that, Maldives ka Mauritius ka, Bali, will work not every time. So I think questions which come, and I think that's very important that we address it, that Gen AI questions can be better answered by Gen AI. They may be stupid, but you need stupid answers also back, right? I mean, otherwise they will think you're not aware.
Yeah.
So I think stay relevant to what your market needs. Better itineraries. So, use that for your social UX, other experiences which people need. A better itineraries, better vouchers, better things, maybe your invoice template. These things are really very good. It's for free, it's affordable, and you could do it yourself. So I think implement that change in your organization, that everything can be verified, spelling, grammar, arranging time, add more time, get a ready itinerary and say, I want to add weather, I want to add sunrise and sun time. What is the best place to see, let's say, on my itinerary, what are the possibility of seeing, let's say, aurora, right? I mean, if you're doing that itinerary, and they are good. They can't be predicted by DMCs and your experiences of past and all, especially at making itinerary. So I think the role is to be more informed, to stay more connected, and I think that you may also use to attract leads.
Sure.
So if Scandinavia is the word and buzzword,
Sure.
why not I do itinerary using this with more information to what it is common for me to shout out, shine out, and get some attraction. So that's the point. Yeah.
Fantastically put. And if I can just sum it up in 15 seconds, I think use technology, what Jal was trying to say, use technology to kind of make your ops a lot sharper. And that's what I think Manoj was also alluding to. And just to kind of give you an example, it's like a tool. It's like a weapon in your hand. Treat it as a weapon, and how you use it will make you more efficient as a travel agent partner. What's not going away, what all these learned gentlemen are putting it across, is what is not going away is the nuance of human understanding on the ground, right? The aurora point that you were trying to make, you need to know what time does the aurora look really beautiful. Yeah, how far, and those are the nuances where the human side of things will come in. Use technology as a tool or a weapon and make yourself efficient. You have been doing it over 100, maybe if not 100, but 50s of years, kind of adapt to it. Use it as a friend, and I think you will do well and stay relevant and move your business up, right?
Absolutely right, Parikshit. If I have to add what Pari said, that in terms of technology, I mean, I agree with what Jal said, that right. And I remember when you mentioned about the telefax, 5 years back, the Rail Europe tickets were paper tickets. From there to now with e-ticket, that's the reason you need technology, because in today's era, who goes with paper tickets and paper passes, right? Which is where the API comes into the picture, the e-ticket, the e-passes, and rail has now become a commodity. Today, anybody wants to travel, they need to have it on their phone. They need to ensure that if somebody's traveling tomorrow, the ticket has to be done there. So which is where I feel, yes, technology is the need of the hour. How do you use it, in whose way, is what matters.
Great. Maybe I'll go to Rahim Saab. You have been quiet for some time, right? And the next one is for you. Where does human judgment, trust, and accountability matter most in today's travel journey? If you can give an example from your vast experience, and maybe share an incident or a story where human judgment has trumped technology, it would be great.
Thanks. I want to, good you told me, give some personal things, okay? I have seen both sides of the travel. I was hotelier for 14 years when I started my career. So I was on the supplier side. I was working in Maldives. I was mostly into sales and marketing. And I was in the supplier side. And then after that, I came here for the last 20 years. I am a DMC. So I'm on the travel tour operator side, I would say. Seeing this right from when I saw this topic, I just smiled because travel agents, where we call tour operators, are still the most important
Absolutely.
element in travel, in hospitality. How much ever AI comes in place, because all these gentlemen are technology freaks, how much ever AI comes in place, chat GPT, you name it, everything. It's like a mobile phone. Samsung started with a phone where you can speak to each other. Then it came with Bluetooth. Then it came with Wi-Fi. Then it came with you name it, everything. Now they come with AI. So when it's the same way, we are Samsung, who? The tour operators. We will remain the same. That's the core
Absolutely.
business. So why do people, we have now seen not the previous generation, even the current generation wants to go with a tour operator. The reason is the ecosystem which has changed, the kind of geopolitics happening. Most of them, they see a lot of reels. I was just walking in and one person was telling me yesterday there was a storm in Dubai. I said, how do you know? I saw it in a reel. But this storm in Dubai has happened about 3 months back. So today some agents, you know what happens? Clients, they are seeing this and then they call and say, I think we should cancel our trip to Dubai because there is a storm in Dubai. Okay, because it's shown in a lot of reels. One reel goes into two goes into 10, and then it's captured in some other social media, it goes. So tour operators have always been relevant. For me at least, I'm called as a people's person. I work B2B extensively. We work with, when compared to Ria, very less travel agents, tour operators. He works with more than 1 lakh. We work at about 25 because we are purely into holidays. I have seen that even when I have to tell you something, forget about the individual clients, FITs. Forget about individual clients where generations come, they want to deal with tour operators. Let's go to corporates. Corporates have all professional setups, excellent setups they have. They have all, you name it, they have technologies which we can't even imagine. Go to a medical sector or you go to any other sector. But still, when it comes to holidays for their office, their staff, let it be one person or let it be 5,000 people, they look for a curator. That's a tour operator. That's a company like RIA. They can go to any other company and take the tickets, but still they come to them because they know what happens is when the company believes a person more than a technology, then the tour operator, travel agents, they come into picture so that they take responsibility of the person who travels. So I would say one thing, this is not going to change. How much ever technology is going to come, whatever AI, I don't know after AI what is going to come, God only knows, maybe Google knows. But this is not going to change. The tour operators are going to be there, the curators are going to be there. I call them tour operators because travel agents looks like FBI agents. You know, we are not here to investigate. We are here to give memories. We are here to, ensure that everybody is happy when they come back. So I jumped to be a speaker when I saw this, the new power. It's not the new power. The power has always been there and they are going to stay. Without them, DMCs are not going to exist. Without them, all these tourism boards are not going to exist. Most of the tour operators, they know exactly what they are talking in a country. They more than a tourism board, they know exactly. In, for example, you take Baku, there is language barrier to handle Russia. I have an office in Russia. See, we say Russia, but going to Russia, you book online and go to Russia. Once you land in Russia, it's extremely difficult. They say Indo-Russia bye-bye. It's not bye-bye. Once you go there, you will know how much bye-bye is happening.
Fantastic. Yeah.
So they need a tour operator. The tour operator comes to us as a DMC and we ensure right from A to Z, they have taken care. Right from they land at the destination and they go back happily, So it's
Fantastic.
always going to be there. Thank you.
Yeah. Maybe a change a little bit of perspective also here. I think travel agents are very, very important and crucial, but for them, consumers are God, right? Fundamentally. And if we can just kind of flip the conversation a little towards consumers, because finally, भगवान तो कंज्यूमर है, वो कंज्यूमर आज ट्रैवल एजेंट के पास जरूर आएगा. And if we can just flip the conversation to consumers to make it a little more sharper from a standpoint that how does consumer perspectives are changing, and then look at that consumer perspective for travel agents to kind of ensure that the consumer stays with them, it would be good to kind of look at that. So I have a quick one for you, Chirag, and then go to maybe Manoj on this one. How have consumer expectations around complexity, disruption, and reassurance evolved? Because I think when complexity of disruption comes in, the role of the travel agent is magnified, right? So how has consumer expectation has changed during disruption in particular, if you can talk about that? And I think then the role of travel agent is actually protruded even more. So if you can just give a classical example of how consumer expectation change when something major geopolitics, Rahim Saab talked about it, right? So when that something like that happens, then how is consumer expectation changing, and how has the travel agent's role in handling that makes them more relevant in today's use case?
Sure. So see, Parikshit, consumers are more aware, right, today. They're a lot more aware than 10 years back, 20 years back, right? Their expectation is not to just see you as a channel of booking something. Their expectation from you is that you guide them, you fulfill it, and if there's any issue, you solve it as well, right? So your role as an intermediary, whether it is Make My Trip, which is an online travel agent, or whether it's a smaller or a medium-sized or a large offline travel agent, customers' expectation from all of them is increasing a lot more aggressively, right? Again, it comes down one to awareness. Second is we as Indians and generally as a civilization, we are a lot more traveled. We are a lot more impatient, which again I believe is a part of awareness. Our quality of life is improving. We are relatively better off financially as a civilization and then as a country. So from that perspective, customer, what they're expecting from the entire ecosystem, that has changed, right? Today, nobody wants to wait at the hotel for more than 5 minutes for the check-in,
Exactly.
right? Earlier, there used to be group check-ins or people were okay sitting for a while. Last to last evening, when I was trying to check in, the hotel was not able to provide me with the hotel key because of some software error.
Did you tell that you are the TravClan founder?
No, it was 4:30 in the morning. Actually, I took a late, very, very late night flight. Then they'll be like, "Acha, you'll understand," right? So, but see, the role of the humans are still relevant, right? So I don't think we should be complacent about technology. If you're complacent about it, you get left behind. There are a lot of travel companies that we deal with. We work with around 20,000 travel companies. Our focus is typically small and medium-sized more than the larger ones. What we see is that the younger travel companies, people, the founders who are in, say, 20, 25, 30 years age bracket, people will take it otherwise, but they are doing a lot better than people who have been in the industry for 30 years because they understand how to do digital marketing a lot better than a 45 or a 50-year-old. There are a lot of older travel companies also who have adopted to it, but I see that 25-year-old kids, they have a team of 30, 40, 80 holiday experts doing more holidays than most companies around. You can see very recently a couple of travel companies have raised money as well in the B2C side. They are focused on community travel, group travel. They have raised up to $5 million, $6 million, which is not common in the travel sector. It's not typically a very VC-friendly space, right? People are going from generalist packages like, okay, 6 nights Bali, 5 nights Thailand, 4 nights Thailand to lot more nuanced. I saw somebody who was advertising a bachelor's trip that we are taking equal number of males and females, and you can potentially find your partner on the trip. Right now, it's very unique. Very, very unique, right? And that trip got sold out like within minutes. That company, I'll not name it here, but they're pretty active on social media as well. So you need to understand what the customer is expecting. Females are traveling a lot more than
Sorry,
earlier.
Chirag, if you can just double click on the point on disruption. During disruption, the expectation of the consumer and the role of a travel agent, because that's where no AI can solve anything when there is, and I'll come to you, sir. But if you can just double click on that point on disruption and where the role becomes really, really crucial for the human travel agent, it would be fantastic for the audience. And I'll come to you, sir.
Sure. So see, I see AI in that sense as an enabler, right? So we adopt technology and AI, we use it interchangeably. AI is a form of technology. We use it very, very actively. When you are traveling on the ground, we give you an application which is named as OnTrip. You can speak to our staff 24/7. Travel agent doesn't need to be involved there. We facilitate 24/7 operations, whatever goes wrong. We use AI very, very actively. There are a lot of queries which a traveler has. The system is able to answer it. Nobody needs to reply. If I'm a travel agent, I do Bali as well, I do Dubai as well, I do Europe as well. These are in different time zones. If multiple trips are happening at the same time, I will need to stay up all night if something goes wrong. But if you use technology, AI, that
Then
goes
you can
away.
serve better.
That goes away, right?
Yeah.
So your life is much simpler.
Yeah, he had a point of view, and then we'll come to you.
It's just a small point. You know, we were talking about information. Now Georgia is very famous from Indian market. It's very famous. So a client wants to go to Georgia, they'll ask them direct flight I want to go. That's Indigo takes them and they go there. Now Indigo is not going. So this information, the client knows Indigo is not going. Now how will I go to Georgia? So why Indigo is not going, that we all know as travel agents.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why it's not going? Because Iran, Pakistan has closed the airspace. Iran has closed. Indigo is not going. So how we go to Georgia now? We take Air Arabia. We take Fly Dubai. We take other flights. This information is known by the travel agent,
Exactly.
tour operator. You know, this kind of minute informations. I don't think so. AI can give. Am I right, Manoj? Huh? Only people like them can just
Yeah,
give them.
great.
So this is what I'm talking about. The information which the tour operator has makes a lot of difference than technology for me. But I don't want to compete on that technology matters here. Okay.
Yeah, Manoj, you had a point.
So I think I'll just add on to what he has taken. So we had a major fiasco with Indigo. I'm not everybody must be aware of it, and everybody must have got affected by in some or the other manner. Okay, and this is not been solved by Indigo only. I think most of the travel agents participated to solve this problem. Okay, and because
Exactly.
the last mile was taken care by the travel agents only.
And the consumer's interest
Consumer, yeah. So
was taken care of.
because-
Just double click on the point. Very, very
Yes,
pertinent
yes,
point you're
yeah.
making. Double click
So-
on that.
So basically, actually, what we are saying is that you can't call up an Indigo and get that answer. Okay, the travel agents only have the answer for the local. Many of the cases, Indigo has only information at the particular airport.
AI doesn't have an answer.
AI doesn't have an answer. Even Indigo didn't have an answer for and centrally in Delhi.
We'll stick to AI. AI didn't have an answer, and then
AI
what happened?
definitely did.
What did travel agents do to solve it?
So basically, they have the local contact in terms of the airport or the local representative who knows whether the flight is going to operate or whether the flight is going to come there or not. So these are the basic information that travel agents
Disruption.
have. Disruption. So these are the
That's when the human trust comes
correct.
in.
And
Fantastic.
the only point I'm trying to tell is that please don't lose that trust. If you lose the trust, you lose the
They'll
customer.
not lose, given the points that all
But
you
I'm
guys
saying-
are making.
But we should make sure that they should not lose the trust actually.
Yeah, I'll go to Jal and then come back to you, Srijit. Jal, you had a point?
No, so I say that, see, I'm a great fan of technology. My business runs so as my house. But I wear mechanical watches for the precision. And mechanical watches demand, so luxury every year. and
Fantastic point.
I may even drill it more. So the luxury spending on goods have reduced, but the watches have come back into fashion because of the precision, because of the quality, and because it's also an art. So it may relate to a small audience of luxury travel, but the topic is very broad that the art and relevancy always remains in the game, and people does go and try to get inspired too. So nobody has to lose hope here. I mean, we will be more skilled and come up with better models, but mechanical watches are mechanical watches.
Fantastic point made, and in true Jal way. Fantastic point made. Yeah, Srijit, you had a point.
I just want to make sure that how travel agents play a important role. They are actually a solution enabler. If you look at it typically from a rail perspective or maybe flight perspective, we gave the example of Indigo, right? In rails, right, strikes are inevitable, right? Maybe in Europe, right, you will find there's a yellow vest strike which is happening. What AI does is that AI can only give you a notification, hey, your train is delayed or your flight is delayed.
Yes.
Just notification. That's it. Only give information. What does a travel agent do? The travel agent comes with a solution. Hey, fine, this flight or this rail is delayed. No problem, for you, for your family, this is the next train which you need to board. This is where a travel agent plays an important role to give solutions. Yeah, that is what I want to harp more on. Travel agents are very important in today's era. be it any technology which comes in, you guys are the best who come with a solution for the customer.
Fantastic point made. Fantastic point made, Srijit. Okay, and I know, Jal, you made a point around how travel agents are using downstream technology with respect to vouchers and stuff like that. So you made this point, and let me kind of go with this question to you, and then we can take a perspective of the others as well. If you can just give us a little more details on what are the successful travel agents doing differently today to stay even more relevant and resilient.
So I think, see, offer more options to your customer always helps. It's not about confusing customer, because the human in general and the buying trends have become more demanding. So I think those travel agents who use multiple sources get better deals, stay more relevant. I think using technology, and we spoke about it, and I said that one of my grief on travel agent side is that their post-trip engagement has been very poor.
Fantastic
And I
point.
have seen a lot of example of some good companies.
Give them an example to make the post.
Okay, so I saw, and because I have a privilege of talking to customers in multi countries as we operate. I can share a few years before a very nice example where a travel agent in Kuwait has tied up with a company which is an app. What it does is you give you a coupon code to an access to an app. You take your photographs and upload 5 photographs to an app before you come or you leave your destination, and they personalize and print it with your travel dates and stuff and gets couriered or delivered to your home. Now what does happen is that it's there on your wardrobe or your office desk. I always have my last vacation on my desk and I keep on changing that frame. Imagine somebody gives me this, reminds me of how, from where did I book, and others see it, and that's a good way of getting it. So valuing small things makes you stay more relevant. So this comes with the personalization and other words. But what I
Absolutely.
thought, I mean, using technology and not AI, I mean a general technology or ways to connect, get those feedbacks, post it on yourself, let customer post those imaging tagging you. That's going to help you know, letting that people that you can do successful trip and their interest, because that could be the first trip you booked. How you want to announce? So you announce saying, I have booked it for my customer and I want to share what my customer has booked from me and being happy for me organizing for them. That's the way for me telling that I have organized it successfully. And although it's new, but I could do it. And those accomplishment is something which, today's socials are going to drive traffic to you. So the content we all speak and consume and, kind of use it. For me, I think staying relevant is being more engaged. And that's your job. You'll have to build relationship. That's going to bring trust. How you show your skill if you are not announcing it, right? I mean, I may be the best of travel agent, but who's going to know? They think I am an agent, I am a mug, I'm going to cheat them, right? So, and we put your example, right? I mean, we all travel agent. Did we like your company when you came, right? We didn't. And what are you doing? Doing the things we are doing, right? We always speak. So there must be something for travel agent which attracted an OTA to come. Other reason maybe you can talk, but so that's what is more confidence to you, right? More power to them. We offer more content to them, and thus they can sell more product, right? So
Yeah, you talked about engagement and you also talked about visibility. Being visible using social media. You want to double click on that point because that drives a lot of the upstream and downstream sales.
So, I mean, see, I also give you an example of a gentleman whom I met in Korea. He runs the biggest driving platform for a content travel. And an average content creator, top 5 of his, makes a $10,000 upward every month. These guys travel for free, they share free. And I think that's the whole idea. You influence your own traveler and get this change embedded in such a way that those engagements are going to be better than your website. Those days are gone where I'm going to announce my departure and my information and my itineraries and spend money on managing those static website. I would rather have some content shared on my social handlers and engagement to drive more. So that's what I wanted to double click, saying that if you're not visible, then it's tough. Forget about AI. That could be little more far, right? I mean, why not tell people what you sell?
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is the way you can tell, right?
Yeah, Manu, you want to go in?
I think I'll take a different perspective on this. I think let's take a last 15 years, for example. The kind of vendors they deal with on different products has changed actually. So for every product, at least they will have 5 vendors to curate it from all the vendors. Okay, I'm just not doing a transaction. Even for the reconciliation, a lot of things have changed now. Still, they are managing it well, and I think probably their working is much better than us. Okay, because we are probably selling one product or 2 product. We are one of the all sitting here is a vendor actually. But they have like this almost a 45, average 45 vendors they deal with. You can imagine how they operate actually.
That's information overload, right?
Yes, for them.
Yeah.
But they curate it and then give it to the customer actually.
So can they use AI there in some way to kind of streamline information?
So industry is so fragmented. We all have to accept that actually. Everybody sitting is all fragmented. Hotel is fragmented. Okay. Just take a hotel as such. Today also 80% of the HCN it's manually done.
Yeah.
It's only 20% which is actually
Great
automated.
point.
AI or whatever you take it 20% only. Even the travel agents today call up the hotel. Even though we confirm HCN, still they call up and check on them because they also know the hotel actually. And they know how the work goes actually. So they have become complex, but they have become better and better day by probably using a lot of technology, AI and all that in the way they want to use it actually.
I think the point is getting made, ladies and gentlemen, that there is information overload, and that's what I think was getting made at a very uber level. And then that information overload, how do you kind of make sense of that information and pass it on to your consumers so that they are actually taking an informed decision? I think the role is changing there as a travel agent partner to kind of look at that information, make sense of that information, and present it in a way that consumer decision making becomes a lot sharper and you stay relevant in that use case. Is that a point that we are trying to make? Yeah.
The biggest tour operators are not who sits in big offices. The biggest tour operators are the one who gets the trust of the clients. I'll tell you, there is a big difference between Mumbai, Western region, Northern and Southern region. Southern region is not controlled by all wholesalers. It's controlled by all ethnic travel operators, tour operators. One tour operator in one region will have about 30 clients. And this 20, 30 clients he's been serving from the last 3 generations. And his son is now serving to the current generation. So how they do it? They have information from everyone. They have different, like for example, if they go and book one hotel booking, they have TBO, they have Race Life, they have RIA Online, they have X, Y, Z, everything. They have so much of choice they have. Plus, when they go to a destination, it's not that they work with one DMC. They have 5 DMCs again there. From that DMCs, they know, okay, if I'm going with this DMC in this country, he is the best. If I want to go in this DMC with this country, this is the best. So they funnel it down and then they give it to the client, which a client is, for them, it's impossible to curate that kind of experience, which they give. And that's what I would say. I would like to conclude that we are in one of the vast industry, and I don't know if you all know the statistics. Every 6th person in the world is employed in hospitality. So we are in one of the best industry. So,
Yeah, just being mindful of the time. We can go on and go on. It's a very, very learned panel here who is kind of giving in some super insightful learnings for the audience and for me as well. So I think we can go on, but there is a time restriction. And true to what I said in the beginning, we will open up the conversation for the last 5 minutes if there are audience questions. Given time, we can take 1 maybe, and at best 2. And you can say whom you want first to go in with the question answer. So if you have any questions on the audience panel, is there someone, Riddhi, who can pass on a microphone there? And maybe we can take an audience panel. You also have to probably give who you want to answer from the panel.
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you, panelists, for the insights. My name is Pranay from Make My Trip, my partner. Initially, Jal sir said one thing, that margins has increased, and after that we talk about decreased, and after that we also spoke about the AI. So how it will going to impact for the, because as an Indian customer we have a mentality to look for the best and the lowest price possibility and getting all the things by any of the TA. So how the margins and AI going to cope up in
And
that?
whom do you want Jal? You want Jal to go in first?
I can take it, no problem. So margin is an asset and it depreciates, man. I'm telling you this, it's a depreciating commodity, unfortunately. Airlines, they will agree. We have seen it from some commission to 0 commission. I think there are 2 fronts, right? A, you have to be competitive because people are going to now take less time to do so many things, right? Because that's one Gen AI's biggest advantage is the process in which it generates a lot of data. Let it garbage, let it relevant, non-relevant, but it does give you a lot of data. I think so that's where there is a challenge. So you'll also have to be, as a travel agent, on your toes to look at more option. Having more option always helps if it's related to business. Second, I think it gives you more opportunity as a travel agent today to sell. So if you would have met me maybe 5 years before, we were more concentrated selling hotel, we were happy, and there is a need for us to now obviously looked at selling more things, and we are selling, and there is an opportunity to sell rail, for example. So that we now allow our customer to bring, they were not having e-tickets. So I think then the technology allows you to sell more things, and that's going to give you an overall increment in the margin, but per product margin may have a pressure which we'll have to live with the reality. That's why I said that's the thing which has changed, and it's rightly so. I mean,
We have 2 minutes. Any other gentleman who wants to go on before I conclude?
I have a slightly different perspective on it, right?
Yeah, go
So, see, of course, if the product is getting commoditized, right, then the margins will reduce. If you're selling flights, hotel standalone, it gets reduced. We as a B2B travel company, there are certain products where we have done certain innovation because of which we make upwards of 15%, even though we are in a B2B space. And even within Dubai package, in B2B, we make more money than what a B2C player makes. Yes, 15%, 15% margin. 9. There are B2C companies which are selling packages, they make 30-35% margin. Again, they have focused more on the group travels. So depends on, you need to curate the products, right? So I don't think that the margins are reducing if you are smart about product creation. If you are smart about distribution, you as Make My Trip, your margins are fairly healthy, as evident from your financial statements. Right? Again, it's because of your contracting. You focus on certain properties instead of contracting with every property down there. So it's about identifying your niche, and I think you can still make enough money. If you don't innovate, then the money is reducing for sure.
Can I
You
just
had a
add?
point? Yeah, sure.
So this is just some numbers actually for everybody. Just to tell you the latest, I think what numbers we have, almost 15 lakh travel agents are there in India. This is recorded. I don't know the other ones. These are the recorded 15 lakh customers. And 15, 1.5. And no, 1.5. 1.5. This is recorded because IRCTC has this data. You can go and check it on the IRCTC data. Secondly, this is not from the tier 1. We are all talking a lot about tier 1 cities actually. We are talking about tier 2, tier 3. The next explosion is going to happen from there actually. And more, good travel agents are coming out from there. And they are not just selling air, hotel,
Yeah, fantastic
rail.
point.
It's a lot of other things actually. Not just pure air, hotel, and the conventional stuff actually. Yeah.
Great point, Manoj. Okay, can we take one more, Riddhi? Yeah, go for it. Your name, sir?
Hi, my name is Naman Jain, and I have a company called Travel to Discover. And we are based out of a city called Meerut. And as Jal said, we have been doing hardcore customized trips for chasing Northern Lights in Sweden, Finland, Iceland, even to Svalbard Islands. I've been listening to all of you very curiously because we're doing the same thing back in our city. I have a question for all of you. I heard you that you have to stay on your toes, research is important, human touch is important, everything. But if I have to think from a future standpoint, with technology coming into picture, that what's going to be the key thing that we should hold on to? That's so that we don't become irrelevant, or maybe not irrelevant is the right word. Maybe just we don't become the second ones. Like technology comes the first and then we come number 2. I'm saying what should we keep in mind so that we still stay number 1 and technology parallelly stays with us, to all of you? Because I'm parallelly working with all of you at some point or the other. I'm connected with all the companies. We have an account with all of you. And so that's why my question is to all of you. Like,
Yeah.
what's the future?
Can I take it?
Yeah, sure, Manoj. You can, and all of us have to answer in 30 seconds.
So one is, you have to keep that trust which your customer has it, because you have your 50, 100, 200 customers. They are dealing with not because of the technology or the information you give it to them. It's a trust which is probably that you have to keep it up. And that will, AI will not.
And we'll take 30
destruct it.
seconds each from each one of you. Yeah, go. Yeah, in that order.
I'll tell you, it's very simple. We are like any other industry. No technology can answer your question that you can be the number 1 always. We should fight for it. I'll tell you how we should fight for it. We should ensure as a tour operator we get the upper hand in terms of pricing. Let it be hotels, let it be air ticket, let it be sightseeing, let it be guides, let it be F&B, where everywhere your pricing should be the best. For that, see, I respect few countries. Like in Singapore, I get better rate because I'm a local DMC. The rate which they give, if you go and ask, they will give you $100. My rate is $80. So I give you for $85. So you need to ensure that only pricing can make you number one. End of the day, whatever it is. If the complete AI is going to give $100, you should give for $75.
Yeah, 30 seconds. Jal,
So I
we
think
heard
you-
trust,
yeah, yeah.
we heard pricing. So I'm just
So you
summing
have
it up.
to hold your customer. You could do this by, keeping a good communication, keep clarity with your customer, and keep confidence in your customer. So if you stay relevant to your customer, the customer will stay relevant to you.
So third is engagement and communication, right? Anything from you, Chirag?
Yeah,
30
so,
seconds.
So in addition to that, I would say you should stay humble and you should stay humble.
Stay humble.
And
polite.
you should continuously learn. I think learning is very important.
Learning agility.
Learning is very, very important. I think no technology is complex enough to not learn at any age. And you don't have to become a master at it. You should just be aware about it.
So learning agility is the fourth point.
The last point I would say that, for you, the technology.
Second last. I have a last point as well.
So, okay, so the second last point is that, I feel that technology should be an enabler for you so that you win the customer's trust and credibility, which is where you can go forward. If without technology, without information, how could you win that trust? Because you are the enabler for them. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, since you asked, hence I'm answering. Okay, the last bit from me is disruption handling, right? I think fundamentally the world is becoming more complex during disruption. And there are many geopolitical situations, many other things happening. And in disruption, it's the travel agent partner who is going to come in handy, right? And if you can do disruption handling well, you enable trust more, and then no one will believe what the AI is saying and believe you as a travel agent partner. And that's what we are trying to do at My Partner by Make My Trip as well, where we are trying to kind of enable a lot of platform play for you to stay relevant. Okay, on that note, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You have done a fantastic job. Let's hear it for our experts.